morning. We are Derek and Bridget, and all week long you're hearing stories of people that are overcoming addiction, being released, set free, and reconciled because Christ is where the freedom is. So thankful that we're able to share this story all week long. And we're hanging out with Stephen Mcwhirter. He is not bolted yet. I'm super excited about that. Like, especially when I said I
have an Uber on the way.
Okay. When I said I was a spider monkey for Jesus, he said, I'm out of here.
You're hearing his new song, Come Jesus Come, on CFR over the last couple of weeks. And Stephen, as you travel and you're ministering in different places, I mean, what, from your perspective and just the pulse on where we are as the church today, and what are you seeing with the generation today, the now generation? A lot of people say, oh, they're leaving the church. Why is that? And what do you think
those polls are all whatever, but there is a significant amount of millennial, younger generation leaving the contemporary church on a whole. And I ask why, and I've noticed that there is this, like, if you asked a lot of them, they just want to pray. They just want to read the Bible. They just want to worship Jesus. They don't want to be entertained. They get that already everywhere else. Yeah. And I think we're seeing that not just with young people in general. There's this fatigue of just the performance, the event. And I'm not saying every church. I love the church. I go to a church. It's great. I'm not against it. It sounds like I'm a hater. I'm not. I don't want to be on staff, but that's a whole other thing. It's a meetings problem that I have, not a church problem. And I love pastors. People talk about church hurt, which is a true thing, but not a lot of people talk about pastor hurt. It's hard to be a pastor, man. It is a rough thing. But at the same time, I think part of what we're missing is, like, if we had an environment, and I'm not telling you to close up your church, but I'm just saying, what if we created environments where God's the attraction, like legit the attraction, and if he doesn't show up, me as a worship guy or whatever, I look stupid. Like, he has to show up. And it's not just about watching a band, and it's not just about watching someone speak, but it's about us actually getting in a room, worshiping Jesus together, reading the Bible, praying together, like just this really thing. And you see this, look at the Asbury revival. 200,000 people trying to go to this one little town. There was no main speaker. There was no worship band. I know for a fact that many artists in the Christian music industry tried to ask to say, can I come? And I said no. Absolutely. And I know a lot of the leaders there are friends of mine, and Zach Merkribs, who was the pastor over that when he was there, but he wasn't the attraction. God was. And people came in droves for him. And I think sometimes we get afraid that if we don't dress the altar up, people won't want God. Like, if we don't dress it up enough, people won't be interested. And I understand that. Don't get me wrong. We want to be entertained. There's nothing wrong. You want to watch Netflix? I want to watch Netflix. I'm not getting mad at people for creating entertaining stuff as Christians. I think it's just the idea of the church being a place where simply it's defined by the presence of God. This is why Moses was like, don't send us without you, because if you don't go with us, what's going to differentiate us from anyone else in the world? Yeah. You can go anywhere and see a motivational speaker and a great band and be entertained, but I want to meet with God, and people need it to be real.
You were in Owensboro with our friends of Sinners.
Yeah.
What was the night like?
It was great. We had a wonderful time, really great people, got to pray for a lot of people. It was special. We do a lot of these events traveling. I always say this, when I travel, I do the weekends and I just get up and share my testimony, and a lot of that's about addiction. We see, when I do events, I always say, hey, try to bring in to the promoters, the people who put on events, I go, find Christian addiction ministries like that in your area, get as many of them out as possible. And if being Addiction Month or whatever this is, right, you understand these people, they lead worship more than I do. You know what I mean? They change the atmosphere of a room. If you've ever been in a room with these people that are going through these Christian addiction ministries, they got nothing to prove, nothing to lose, and they just want to go after him, and it's awesome. And so we always have them bring people out like that, and we see about 25% of every room come to Jesus. I do kind of like, it was just hilarious. Like I said, my dad was an evangelist. I kind of poo-pooed all that, but here I am today doing like old school altar calls where I'm like, hey, I want to give your life to Jesus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am that guy now. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can't believe I've become, what kind of like what the Lord really intended for my dad, which is to be an evangelist and to be someone that, shares the gospel and draws people to Jesus. And it's pretty cool to watch.
Awesome legacy.
Stephen Mcwhirter, so thankful for you hanging out with us
It's been awesome.
and bringing us the song "Come Jesus Come."
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.